FitHivers, this is Josh. Just coming to you to show you a little bit about the mobile app, the stuff that you can kind of customize and where to find those things. A lot of people have been asking for it, so I figured I'd just make a short video and kind of show you some best practices, some things that you can do with it. And just know that each individual gym owner or fitness professional is going to use the app a little bit different, right? But if you know the basics of how to adjust it, change it, hide things, move things around, use the dashboard that I'll show you here, you'll have a really good idea or start to think through what you could do. I'm also going to show you what I used to use it for and some other gym owners use it for as well as we go through this process. So first thing, I'm just going to pull up what our demo app looks like right now and kind of describe what all this stuff is, right? So this is your main logo. If anybody ever clicks on that main logo, it just takes you to the main screen, right? You got your announcement section up here. You do have a left bar. It defaults to a barcode. Not a lot of people use the barcode itself, but you can change and adjust that. Then you got your right menu, drop-down menu. Again, you can change all of these things, rearrange them, what's important to you, what you actually use, what you don't use. And then you have up to 4 options down here in the menu option. Okay. And then you've got, your pictures where you can put menus in here. And then you've got favorites that can be individualized per person if you're using our maxes and PRs and that kind of thing, or measurements. This can be made as favorites for the individual client. So now those are the basics, right? Just what the app is, right? Pretty simple. Now, where to find it inside of your admin portal. When you go down here, go to settings. And inside your admin portal, you got your mobile app. Okay. Now you've got enable the mobile app. This is for the individual or the clients. You got the enable instructor mobile app, which that'll be just a whole nother video. Not a whole lot of customizations there, so nothing big deal there. Install link to display. Yep. You want to make sure that's all there. You can also click on this to get to the app as well. But just know it's just whatever your website is /PWA is how to get the app. Now the next thing, full name. So this is anywhere that the full name can show up. That's what's going to be there. App short name. So usually once you save it to your home screen and it shows up as an app on an iPhone or an Android, whatever's at the bottom will be this short name. The logo here, this logo, right, will actually show up right here. So whatever you put there, it'll change and adjust this particular logo. You got your primary color and your foreground colors. These colors will change and adjust the kind of look and feel here. So we'll just go to the primary color and we're just going to make it red just for fun. And I'm going to hit save over here. And I'm going to hit refresh on mine. So you can see that the primary colors have changed. I'm going to make this one go from, I don't know, we'll just do, just so it's very clear, we'll just do this kind of weird yellow, right? I'm going to hit save. Refresh, and notice the secondary colors where they change. Okay. So by the time I'm done showing you this app, it's going to look really weird. So don't take advantage of that. But that's just kind of show you what those colors do and where they'll show up at. These app icons. These icons are what's going to show up when somebody saves it to their home screen, depending on what type of device they're going to be doing. You do want to make these square. So I recommend using something like Canva. So that way you can give the exact pixels before you save these. You can use the same logo or the same picture for each one if you like to do so, or you can make them different. But I recommend just using the same one and just make them 3 different sizes. Now, next thing, left menu, right? So this top bar, left menu, right, is this guy right here. So I can make that a barcode, and I can make it pretty much any one of the things that I have options to make in the app. Or I can just make it nothing. And then all of a sudden, next time somebody logs in, it's gone, right? This is something that people may always use. I kind of like having let's find it, account information there, right? So that way it's always there. But it's kind of out of the way, something that people won't use very often. But if they do, it looks pretty cool, have their picture on there too. But if I click on it, right, it has Timothy Braden. Let me see. This is my account information. If I go down here, view and modify, it brings me over to the main thing. Let me just put a picture here, right? I don't know what we got. Sure, we'll use the Asana logo. Cool. There we go. Like it. Save. Cool. So I'm going to refresh. And now when I go to that, it shows my picture on there, right? So it's pretty cool. But you can make that anything that you want from these menus right here, whatever you want. Right menu. You can have profile image or just this. So if I did a profile image and I hit refresh, notice it's whatever picture that you put under the profile itself. It's still a menu, still works and functions the same way. Some people like to have that picture there, or you can have a menu icon and refresh, and it looks something like that, right? You can also have none. Some examples of why you would maybe put none and none. If you don't want a lot of clutter in your app, let's say you're only using like 5 or 6 things, and you put all of those things in kind of the main center menu and down here, then you may not need these drop downs or anything extra because it just adds to the complexity. And we all know the simpler things can be, the less questions that we're going to have from clients, and the simpler your business can be. And I read an article, and I think there's a book out there, but simplify to multiply, right? So if you want to expand and grow, don't make things even more complicated, simplify it, right? So you can remove that if you'd like to do so. I'm going to add it back, and I'm just going to do the app menu, and I'm going to put this back on there just so I can demo it. I'm going to hit save. Perfect. Next thing, so display bottom navigation, and then you've got these menu options and their formats, right? So if I hit no, and some people do this too, just to simplify it, you can actually remove that bottom bar, right? So a personal recommendation is if you have a bunch of menu options here, a bunch of menu options here, and you just duplicate them here, it's just in too many places, in my opinion. I would put the things that you want people to use the most, right? So think about this from an end user perspective and a business perspective, right? If you always want people to check in for class or reserve for class and check in when they come in, I would probably have schedule at the very top, right? And I'll go over some of these other options, but or let's say you have a big retail store and area, and nobody ever staffs it. You want to make sure people are ringing themselves out. You may put add-ons right here at the top in the menu, just so that's always there and it's quick to find. But if your app, and again, this is just personal opinion, if your app has these 4 options, because I can move these around, right? And these are just options. You can do 4 max that are down here, right? So let's just say, for example, I've got schedule. We'll just do add-ons, programs, and records there, right? And then we'll go over that here in a little bit. But this is the dashboard menu. And let's see here. I got schedule, add-ons, programs, records, schedule. We'll just do add-ons. Add-ons is the Pro Shop, right? And I'm going to put that up there. I'm just going to pick a picture. You can use our splash images, or you can make your own. Let's see here. Programs. Yep. And I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to put records here as well. And I'm just going to look something up. Let's see here. Cool. I'll put that in there, and I'm going to hit save. So if I go to the menu or the app, and I've got schedule, add-ons, programs, records, and then I've got schedule, add-ons, programs, records, and then I go over here and I have the same thing. It's just too much stuff, in my personal opinion. You can have it more in more places if you like, but that's kind of the way that I would think about it. So Setting up the app, again, I would recommend simplify to multiply. The stuff that people use probably the most, I would put down the center of the dashboard, right? You can make these pictures your own pictures. I've seen people add have a nice logo created that fits the brand here, fits your brand, and it says, instead of add-ons, a lot of people like Pro Shop or retail or swag or whatever, and have a picture made with something that says swag on it, right? That way, when people are scrolling through, it looks like whatever icon that you want. Still does say add-ons here, but you can do that. We even put at one point in time, programs was designed for people that paid a higher price or a high ticket price. So we actually had a VIP program, and the way that we designed the picture when it was added, right at the very top, right, it was in the color, right, and it said VIP, and then down here it said programs, but it was right at the top of it. So you can kind of play around with that as well if you like to do so. Coming back to the options here, you've got dashboard elements. So a lot of people don't know if you want to move these things around. So these elements, there's only 4 options here. And these are, just so I can move them around, I'm actually just going to rearrange them. So they're pretty clear. So notice how the announcements are at the top, then you've got your dashboard and all the measurements and PRs are down here. Well, now that I rearrange them, now at the top, it's got the measurements and the favorites down here. I'll show you what those look like, the dashboard elements, and then the announcements are down here. A lot of people don't change these very often just because it's pretty standard to have the announcements at the top and then the dashboard next, but that's kind of up to you. Or you can just, there you go. Or you can just remove them all together, right? If you don't want I don't know, this stuff to be eligible to be on there, right? You can take that off, and then all of a sudden, nobody can put them on there, right? I'm going to add them back in. Add, cool, save, perfect. Dashboard elements, I told you about that. You can add pretty much as many as you would like. Again, I would only put the ones on there that you always want them to use and have very easy access to get to. Okay. Next thing, additional menu. Okay. Additional menu is this sidebar over here. The first thing I would do is I would add them all. That way you know what every single option you have. And then I would scroll through before rearranging them and deciding immediately X out of the ones that you do not use for yourself or you use for your clients. So for example, if I was going to, let's say I don't use the leaderboard, dashboard element, because I know that people can click on the little logo in the middle, I'm going to remove that. I don't use journal. I don't use instructor chat. I don't use barcodes. Community no, doors no. So we're good there. So that's my first thought, right? So these are the only options that I have. Now, knowing what these options can do and where you can find them is going to be pretty important on how you set everything else up. And again, this is just personal recommendation on how to efficiently set up the app. So if when you look at the app itself, now that I've refreshed it, now here's all my menus that I'm going to be using. If I click on records, notice how it brings up leaderboards, progress photos, maxes and PRs, and measurements. Okay. So an example of this, if you use all of those things, you could potentially put records here on the front, and then on the menu, split those up so they can quickly go to, so I would probably remove records since it's in the middle, right? But then you've got measurements, excuse me, measurements, progress photos, maxes and PRs, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to put those up there so it's easy to find. And same thing with nutrition. So if you have nutrition somewhere, let's see if I've got it here. Nope, I don't. So I'm going to add it. And I'm actually going to, so it's easy to find. Here we go. I'm going to remove records and I'm going to put nutrition. Save. So When I, oh, did I not add it? Nope, I didn't. All right, so nutrition, boom, add, save. So now, when I click on nutrition, it shows me meal plans and macros. So I may come down here and put, meal plans. Got that. I would remove nutrition, but meal plans and macros up here at the top. So that way, when I go to my menu or my app, I can either click on nutrition to get to all of them, or when I'm going here, I'm like, yeah, I want to go straight to meal plans. Cool. And here's my meal plans. Okay. So you just need to figure out, again, I would sit down and think, okay, what do I want my clients to use? And then those are the options that you're going to put somewhere. Then you're going to determine what are the most important things for my business and ease of use for the client, and where am I going to put those? I would put those either in the main dashboard here or in the bottom menu, just because it's front and center, it's easy to see, quick, that kind of thing. I would not duplicate them. Again, a personal opinion, I would not duplicate them, but make them whatever you want is most important to you. Then on the side menu, I would put the sub menus of whatever those main categories are, right? So since schedule is over here, and I'm just going to set this app of how I would personally set it up. I like the little menu thing here just because it's easy to see. Everybody knows it. You don't have to worry about people not clicking on it. In these options, I'm going to come back to these options. Dashboard elements, I would personally keep it that way. Dashboard menu. Okay, so schedule is a big one. Add-ons is a big one. Programs is a big one, just because you can upsell and sell additional things. And I would actually add the nutrition menu on here, because you can upsell that through a add-on in the membership options, or you can do it with a just in your menu, or just a huge value add, in my opinion. So I'm going to do nutrition. I'm going to add that. I'm just going to add, that picture, and I'm going to remove records. Cool. I'm going to keep that simple. Now the additional menu, because I already have the account info over here, I'm not going to put account info in there. Okay. In my schedule, add-ons, programs, those things, I'm actually going to take meal plans, macros. I'm going to take programs out. WOD, we do use that. Add-on, we're going to take that out. Measurements, progress photos, these are pretty important to get to quickly. The schedule is there, so I'm actually going to remove that as well. Mobility is something that is a good value add, so I'm going to leave it there. And let's see if there's anything else that I'm going to make with my app here. No, that's what I'm going to do. And then if you use the WOD area, this is where you can determine if they can go forward, viewing, or backwards to view it. I'm going to hit save. Cool. So I'm just going to take a look at my app. So on the front part, it makes it super easy. Somebody's going to be like, yeah, I'd like, I'm going to go back to my menu options here. So since the schedule's there, add-ons is there, when I personally had the app, I just removed the bottom bar, right? Because I just thought it was just too much extra stuff, right? And we had some really nice pictures right here. So that way it's nice and clean. People can click on it. If they want to get to the additional stuff, it can go right here. Super simple. Not a whole lot of questions on how to use it. Now, other ways to customize this. So you also have in the settings, you have this dashboard area. And this dashboard area is a global dashboard content, user account dashboard, and then mobile app dashboard. So just so you know where these things are at and how it all kinds of works, this is how things happen. So the dashboard for the mobile is up here at the top right above announcements. The account dashboard is when somebody goes on the computer, logs in, or goes to the app and goes here, that dashboard's going to be up here. So a couple of things that you can do with this dashboard, and I'm just going to make the global setting. So let's just say, for example, I want to sell a T-shirt through the add-ons menu, right? Pre purchase. We'll just go pre-order T-shirt, right? Perfect. I'm going to go back to my app, and I'm going to click on my add-on, and let's just say I want to sell this T-shirt, right? Here's the beautiful thing. This, because it is a mobile web app, there is always a link associated with it. So I'm going to just copy that link. I'm going to put it in here for the URL, and I'm going to make it a, pick a button, and I'm going to hit save. So now, whenever somebody goes to the app, it's like, ooh, pre-order T-shirt. Cool. What is that? Let me click on it. Oh, all right. I want to get a medium, and the card's on file. Put on the card. Easy, right? You can do that with anything. Some other things that you can do here with that dashboard, but know that if you put it on the global dashboard, it will actually also show up here as well. You can also just put it on the individual dashboard. So if there's some stuff you want to put on the user dashboard and some stuff you want to put on the mobile app, you can split those up if you like to do so. Another thing that I recommend when you're doing that stuff, so I'm just going to go to YouTube. You can do a Vimeo embed. You can embed pretty much anything, but just to make it simple, we're just going to go here. Cool. Let's just say you are selling that T-shirt, right? Or you're selling a program that people can purchase through the app. You can put it online, and I'm going to hit share. I'm going to get my embed link, copy this, and I'm just going to shrink this down. And let's just say, cool. Let's just say this video is you talking about the shirt design, about how cool it is, how to order it, when it's going to be coming in, that kind of stuff. And be like, hey, if you'd like to order it, click below. Or let's say you're going to sell a half marathon training program. Sold a ton of those. Hated writing the programming for it, so I just put it in the app and sold it. And you're like, hey, if you want to, it's running season. You got a program that you can run on the side. Just click below to purchase it. And you can make that video and inside the app. Next time somebody logs in, they see your wonderful face, they watch the video, everything's all well and great, and they're like, yeah, I'd really like to order that shirt. Cool. And charge the card on file, right? With that video, a lot of people also do like announcements, or like a challenge is coming up, or the Megapot challenge, when we run that again, will be coming up, where it's like, hey, this is what's going on. If you got friends, family, anything like that, this is also going to be, hey, refer a friend. If you like to refer a friend for this Saturday's workout, it's going to be awesome, blah, 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 blah. Click below. And because that's fully embeddable, I'm just going to duplicate. And I know in the demo, I've got something here for refer a friend. Let's see here. I thought I did, but let's just say this is a refer a friend page, and it's a form that they can submit, right? I'm going to take that same link. I'm going to go to my dashboard, and I'm going to put that there, and it's refer a friend. All right, boom. The next time they log into the app, again, it's your beautiful face talking about how awesome it is to bring a friend and work out with friends, and click here to refer your friend or sign up for something. Pretty easy. Next thing you can do with this dashboard that I've seen people do is they'll just make it kind of a standard thing that's always there. So like I'm just gonna see what kind of pictures I've got here. I'm sure I've got something. Right. Well, we'll just go with Facebook, right? And I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to link it. And I'm going to say www.facebook.com, and maybe that's like It probably isn't going to work, but I hyperlink it there. And this might be join my group or join our group. Or this could be, let's go just another picture. And let's just say the picture is, let's see if I've got something in here. I'm just going to go back. Maybe it's just sign up, right? And it's a sign up button. And that sign up button is this. Right? And I'm just getting kind of crazy with it here. I'm actually just going to, okay. Okay. Link. Okay. And then this one is going to be sure. I'm going to hit save. And now in the app, and you can space these out, shrink them down. You'll just have to play around with what sizes fit and what it looks like on the app. There we go. And then people are like, oh, Facebook, what is that? And that takes them to Facebook, right? It's like, oh, sign up for what? Sure, I'll go to that. Another good one on here is like, all right, let's see here, membership. Do that. Membership portal. And I know I've got link for that. Right. So this could be just something that's always there. And I'm going to hit save. And it could be a button. It could be a picture. It could be anything. And now every time somebody logs in, they're like, oh, there's a membership portal. What is that? Oh, cool. Members only. And then they can access whatever you want. There's tons of videos on how to make one of these, but it's always there. It could be for onboarding. It's like join my group, frequently asked questions, whatever you want there, and just play around with what this looks like, the pictures, the sizes, and what it would look like to your app. So there's a ton of stuff that you can do up here. I've also seen people do like weekly announcements, or if you're really big into programming and you want to talk about the program, what's coming up in the month, what's coming up in the macro cycles, micro cycles, whatever. It's PR week or deload week, whatever it is. You can make those videos and put it up there and really make it more personalized as you go through the process. But there's tons and tons and tons of stuff that you can do with the app. If you have any questions on it, feel free to email success@myfithive.com. I recommend just kind of playing around with it. There's nothing that you can really break, in my personal opinion, and seeing what fits, what doesn't, what you like, what you don't like, and just start making adjustments from there. There's also other stuff in there for like, and I'll just go over this super quick, even though there's other videos on it. But we have this advanced check-in screen, which is pretty cool, where if you create the check-ins for somebody, and let's just say in my example here, every 8 weeks on a Friday, I'm going to give them 72 hours to fill out this form. This form has, give me some maxes, some PRs, progress photos, and answer 5 questions. Well, when they're on the clock, on top of the app, big yellow box will say, hey, it's time to check in. And I'll start counting down until they do their check-in. And once the check-in happens, you can view it, mark it as reviewed. You can even see it on a calendar and see who's been done, who's coming up, and start checking on them. So it's just another way of accountability that you can do it, and another way that you can use the app. Again, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. If you need help with it, just email success@myfithive.com, and they can help you with anything that you might need. Hopefully this helps, guys.